What is up, lovely people? Today it is the afternoon here in Seattle. We're coming live from our homemade studios to you. And we love these little lunch and learns where we get to pop on and just kind of empower you in the kitchen, get you excited about something simple, something that you can rock out tonight without a lot of effort. And believe it or not, I am super passionate about popcorn. I don't know if anyone else is, but I totally am. One of the things that makes these lunch and learns so special is that it's interactive. We are totally live right now, so you can speak to me. The best way to speak to me is not out loud, but through the chat. And we've got Mary, who is our producer here, who's on standby. Mary, what's up? Are you a popcorn lover?
What is up? Yes, I am a popcorn lover, and I'm here in the chat with you all today.
Yes.
Hi, Karina. Hi, Remy.
Hi.
Nice to see you guys.
Hi, you guys. Thanks so much for being here. So popcorn, we can deep dive into it, but the reality is let's not overthink it. Let's just show you guys a way that you can make popcorn unbelievably every time. And can we just all agree, Mary, agree or disagree? Microwavable popcorn versus stovetop popcorn, does it even compare?
No, it's the ritual of the stove to me. You can taste the difference, too.
You can taste the difference. I think it's a stale, dry popcorn in the microwave. At home, when you do it fresh, it has a little bit more sweetness from the kernels themselves. You get control kind of how toasty your popcorn gets, what type of kernels you're using. So much, I think, goes into just making it stovetop, and it can be done in like 5 minutes. So first thing you need for making homemade stovetop popcorn is a good Dutch oven. That's this guy right here. So we'll get in close here. You can get like Le Creuset or any of these really heavy duty ones. But these are good because they kind of hold the heat, and ours is already getting pretty hot. But they hold the heat really evenly. If you try and do this in like a saute pan or a saucepan like this, it just won't have the same heat distribution. So you want something kind of heavy duty. This enamel cast iron just really transfers the heat evenly. And what I like to do is get a big one. So you can obviously do big batches, but even if you're doing a small batch, it's good to have all this space. And then the next thing I want to do is preheat this thing. So I've got it going on a medium-high heat. So at home, if your stove goes all the way to 10, let's say, I'd have it on like a 7 or an 8. All right? So just kind of crank it up to medium-high heat. And then the first thing you want to do is you want to choose what fat you want to use for the oil. And you have to use some sort of fat. It can be olive oil. It can be butter. Today, we're using coconut oil, because coconut oil has a really high smoke point, which allows it not to burn and not to, obviously ruin the entire popcorn experience. So we're gonna use coconut oil, and I'm gonna go with about a 1/4 cup of that right in the bottom of my already hot cast iron enamel Dutch oven. Cool, so that's melting away. Can we get inside, Richard, or no? Top down, beautiful. All right, you guys can't see it, but it's already melting away. And again, I just love this because it doesn't get too smoky, which means the fire department is not coming over for popcorn, which I've had happen. No joke.
No way.
Yes, they came over.
That is, I hope
insane.
it was so good. No, it sounds burned.
Good.
Okay.
It was good. Now, Mary mentioned the ritual. I agree. I think there's like a ritual that just kind of takes place. It's kind of like making your own coffee in the morning or something like that. And so my mom used to make me popcorn, and she would put in just a couple of kernels into the hot oil. And those would be kind of the timer. That would be what tells her it's time to add in the rest of the kernels. So I added these kernels, kind of stir them around, and see, it's starting to pop. So the second they start to pop, when you see one pop, that is when you know it is time. So I've had 2 pop, 3 pop, and here we go. I'm gonna go in with all the popcorn, all right? And I'm going to cover it. Now this part is so crucial. This is like half the game right here, which is you want to keep the popcorn moving, all right? It's not so important at the very beginning, but once you really start to hear it pop and it starts to really go off, you want to just keep shaking the pan. So I'll show you what I mean by that. Let's see if you guys can hear this. I'm going to put my microphone right next to it.
Oh, yeah.
Do you hear that?
Uh-huh.
Isn't that cool? So that's when you know, all right, this puppy's popping. And I just take 2 towels, and I kind of keep my thumbs on top so the lid doesn't remove. And I actually pick it up off the stove and kind of give it a shake. So check this out. And I kind of do this motion where I'm using my wrists, and I'm kind of flipping it back to myself, flipping it. And that allows the popcorn to kind of fold from the bottom up top. If you just shake it here, it's not really gonna move them, it's just gonna move them side to side. So again, you wanna kind of get the bottom to the top, top to the bottom. So I'm gonna keep going, ready? Thumbs on top. Yeah.
Anna in the chat says, party in the pot. And we're also wondering...
Party, someone said party in the pot.
Party in the pot. Everyone get in the pot. Wondering about different types of kernels. Elizabeth in the chat is wondering.
Great question, Elizabeth. So there's white popcorn, there's yellow popcorn. To be honest, I don't see a huge difference in terms of flavor. They're very, very similar in terms of the kernels and the flavor themselves. Where I do see like a textural difference is you can get kind of what's called balloon popcorn, and they're the more round ones. We see it with like Cracker Jacks and things like that. And then there's like heirloom popcorn, like little red and cool blue ones that you can buy nowadays at like specialty markets that are awesome. So it's less about the flavor, although a lot of popcorn connoisseurs will say there is flavor nuances. I'm not that hardcore, but I will say the texture is huge. All right, now you guys remember we started with just a cup of popcorn. One of the things to keep in mind is that you just don't need as much popcorn as you think you do when you add it. For me, a quarter cup is plenty in terms of a portion and what I need. So doing this will be kind of enough for 4, which will be one really bad 80s movie. Yes?
Totally. Nothing else in the chat so far.
Yes?
I mean, can you imagine popcorn ASMR?
Oh,
soothing
yes.
you to sleep.
Yes.
I do think that, we've Pavlov dogged ourselves into associating popcorn with movies.
Oh my God,
I'm
yes.
trying to associate it now with every dinner.
I totally get that. So at this point, I'm hearing the popcorn just kind of stop popping-ish. They're still popping a little bit, but if I take off the lid, it will still pop a little bit, but it will be basically done. So check this out. And watch how big it grew. I don't know if you guys can see that, but
Oh, yeah. Wow.
yeah, isn't that
Still
awesome?
going. That's amazing.
It really happens quickly. This is beautiful. This is like a balloon, big popcorn. Now, when you eat popcorn out of the pot like this, you're going to be disappointed. Because when you eat it, not only is there no fat on it, but there's no salt on it, and it's steamed because we just put the lid on top. So what I like to do at this phase is take it off of heat and remove the lid. Really important, remove the lid. And if you want, you can even at this point divvy it up between other bowls. So I'll show you what that looks like. I've got 2 bowls here because we're going to do 2 different styles of popcorn. So right when it's done popping, you can see this is when you want to kind of get it out of the heat. So I'm going to add one here, and I'll leave a couple of freshies behind. Now, sometimes this happens with stovetop popcorn. I just want to kind of hold this up. Richard, can you get close to that? See if you can get really close to my hand here. You guys see that little black bit on my finger?
Oh, yeah.
It got a little bit of the bottom of the pan got on there. So this is what happens when you don't mix it fast enough. I was probably too busy talking, but we got a pretty even one. I will say, you're going to think I'm crazy. Please don't judge me. I like burnt popcorn. My mom requests burnt popcorn. Isn't that funny?
No way.
I grew up with it.
The charred nature, it's like something being smoked. You
No,
must miss
it's-
it when you don't have it.
For me, it represents not being perfect. Like when you microwave popcorn, they're all the exact same. But when you have some that are a little more toasty, some that are a little bit more blonde, like
Artisanal.
it's beautiful. Yeah, it feels like
Almost like it's homemade, I would say. We have fun
Anyways.
here. We have fun here.
we do have fun here. And I will say, I'm not joking. I'm picking out the burnt ones because I love them so much. They make me think of my mom. She literally would tell me, oh, keep them on the stove a little bit longer. Even with microwave popcorn, when we do that back in the day, she would add 30 seconds on top of the package. Isn't that funny?
That is so sweet. I love them.
I love burnt popcorn. All right. So we got to let them dry. This takes about a minute or 2 for the steam to kind of come out. But at this point, we've got really fluffy, crispy popcorn that we've just popped on top of the stove. Looks absolutely beautiful. And we're going to do 2 different types of popcorn. Obviously, the world is your oyster. And I think it's really limiting to only think about spices. That's kind of what we're doing today. But you can do fresh herbs, beautiful fresh cheeses like Parmesan. you can really doll up popcorn. And popcorn, by the way, is awesome on like things like salad instead of croutons, or on top of soups instead of like a little pieces of bread. Like these are just such a smart, different way to garnish things. So what you do need is some sort of glue to stick to the flavor. So classic, and we thought we'd keep it classic today, we have some melted butter, but not just any melted butter. If you can find ghee, which is clarified butter, right? Ghee. I find it has the best flavor. It got rid of the milk solids, and it has this golden, toasty, I don't know, earthy flavor that I just love. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of ghee. But again, this could just be melted butter, this could be olive oil, whatever you wanna do, okay? And give that whole thing a toss. And when you toss it, it's not so much the wrists at this part, it's more forward, back, forward, back. And the bowl will kind of toss it for you. So I'll do this one too. Smells so good when that ghee hits. Oh my gosh. And then for this first one, we're gonna do kind of a savory one. Some of my favorites. We've got smoked paprika. Oh, this makes it taste like it came off the campfire. We've got some salt, a little bit of garlic powder, and then we've got some good old-fashioned nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast is one of those things that came into fashion, I feel like, 10, 15 years ago. And people who eat a vegan diet, they love it instead of Parmesan. It's got that nutty kind of Parmesan-y flavor. I think it takes to popcorn better than almost anything in the world. Like, it is so good. So I mix them up on my little tray here so they're evenly distributed. And then I kind of toss them in slowly as I'm tossing the popcorn. Right? And if you can't do this all at once, do a little bit, mix it up, do another little bit, mix it up, and you're good to go.
All part of the ritual. Look at that.
Yeah, right? And it's
So
like,
nice.
we are live. Mary, how long have we been live?
I want to say 11 minutes.
11 minutes. Oh my
Easy.
God.
You could do this in the dark. You could do this at 2 a.m. You could do this at noon, as it is
I mean, my point is, that is so good. My point is if I wasn't yapping, this would take half as long. This would be a 5-minute deal. So do you want to do, it takes twice as long as microwave popcorn. Microwave popcorn is a 3-minute deal. This is a 5-6-minute deal. So worth it. All right, so that's kind of our savory one. Our sweet one is very different. We're actually going to make it sweet using coconut sugar because we like kind of natural sweeteners here. We have some cinnamon. We have some cardamom. Which one is this? Ginger and a little bit of salt. So again, I'm going to mix them up together on my little tray here. And then in we go. Different color, different vibe. Look at this. You can see the butter just kind of helps everything stick. And this one, you can smell the cardamom right away. It smells really floral and just that amazing kind of addicting quality that cardamom has. So, oh,
Oh, man.
I'm looking at Meg.
That's the one.
She develops all of our amazing recipes here at Homemade, and I don't
Sweet
know.
and savory.
Meg, I'm really into these. So I'm gonna grab a big bowl. And have you, Mary, have you ever gone to Chicago and had the popcorn there or no?
No, I mean, I'm a big baseball game girl, so I've had, Chicago-style
Yes.
popcorns at things.
Well, in their airports and
Totally.
on the streets of Chicago, they have these amazing companies that do popcorn, and they'll mix like cheddar with like caramel popcorn, and you're like that doesn't really work. It works. So check this out. We'll take a little bowl here, and you can keep them separate, which we're going to do today. See if Richard can get in. There you go. We'll just kind of go halvesies.
Oh, my God.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, that's lunch.
I mean, that's so fun. It's like when you're craving a little sweet, you go to the right. Craving a little bit savory, you go to the left. Homemade popcorn, under 15 minutes. Interesting spice blends. Really beautiful, kind of nutty popcorn. Again, not all perfect. Some have a little bit of a toastiness, some not. But that is what homemade cooking is all about. Mary, any last questions from the crowd?
Just the half and half is so satisfying. We're making folks hungry.
Ooh.
People love a little nooch on popcorn. It's just it's all coming together. I can't wait to get up there and try it.
I love it. Well, if you want our popcorn recipes, the one that we talked about today, there's a link that we've pinned in the chat.
Yep.
So go to that link, opt in. We will email you the recipe. And we can't wait to see you in a future live. Have a great rest of your day wherever you are, and we'll see you next time on Homemade. Take care.
Bye, everybody.